Backdrop people. Let's talk about backdrop people, not real people. People's filling in this matrix. First of all, it's total bullshit. It's just a story. It's just a concept. It's not real. It's just a fairy tale, backdrop people. You know, it's a fairy tale about backdrop people. It is just a story, it's just a concept. So, what you can actually see, if you listen to this concept about backdrop people, in the next days, is a kind of relief. And you can see how all these concepts, the beliefs, the lies that we are living that seem so real for us are working in the practice. Because you're going to listen to this story about the backdrop people, you can apply it in your so-called reality, and you can see how it's working. It's going to bring you a relief for a while. It might bring you relief, these concepts about backdrop people in your life. But it's just another life, it's just another concept, it's just another fairy tale. But somehow it's like being said somewhere in the subconscious, it's like, oh my God, this could be so real, these backdrop people story. So what you can see within the next days as you walk through, as you walk by, and with a knowing, so-called knowing, so dreaming of this concept about backdrop people, it can bring you kind of relief, and you can see how it's projecting onto people around you, how it's projecting to your reality, and you can see how real it seems to be, these concepts. And this is how all the concepts, all the stories, all the knowing is working. So you can use it as a demonstration, as a practice, as a seeing through the illusion. It's gonna mess up your head a little bit. But it's a total bullshit. It's just a story. It's just a belief about backdrop people. By the way, it's so juicy, this story. It seems so real. I love these stories about backdrop people. It's one of my favorite concepts. So we can talk about anything at all. Anything at all. And it's always gonna be just knowing. Just a story. Just dreaming, and it seems so real for me, because it's me who gives it a meaning, and it seems so real. It's me, the primary belief, that believes these concepts and then applies it and see it's happening around, projecting, and it just seems so real, because a human species is a kind of creative species which is creating concepts and products and so whatever. But it's not you who's doing that. It's just one appearing as a human species, doing something, creating something. It's a very creative. And there's this me sensation in the body, which is telling you you are doing it and you are separated self. And it's all your fault, and it's all done by you. So you are the good one, the important one. And you know how to do it. It's not you, it's simply happening. It's just what it is. It's not you. It's the one pretending to be all of this. So the one is the background people, the real player people. So let's talk about this concept of the backdrop people. There seem to be real players in this matrix and a backdrop people. The background people, the backdrop people, the filling, It might be more than 90% of the human population. Just the holograms. But with our attention of the real players, they seem to be so real. But somehow it's felt, it's known somewhere in the subconscious, because that's where this belief, the lie lies. On a subconscious level, that this is real. There are backdrop people that are filling, and there are some real players. And so these backdrop people in your game, when you're watching this, you are probably one of the real players, or I'm going to tell you later. So there are these real players and a backdrop people and a filling, like more than 90% of the population. But they seem so real. And it's those of ones that they make a lot of dramas. Those backdrop people, they make a lot of dramas for us, for the real players, to deal with it, to make it happen, to make the theater going around. It's just like a lot of those who make a lot of drama in the life, and somehow it's felt they are just not real. While the whole pandemic and this whole thing about vaccination was happening, you could see a lot about who are those backdrop people. However, those backdrop people can be awakened, just like in the movie Free Guy, or however it was called. Those of the backdrop people, they can awaken. They can simply awaken by the attention that we are giving to them. This attention that most of humans call love. By loving them, giving them attention, some of those backdrop people can awaken, become real players out of the masses, out of the backdrop people, out of the feeling, just by us, the real players, giving them the attention, the love, spreading. That's why a lot of backdrop people are contacting me through my videos. They think they fell in love with me, or there is something, because they feel like there is something. It's the resonance with all there is. They actually don't know what is it, falling in love or whatever it is. But it's not. It's this sense of becoming a real player, like there is something, you know. I get a guy in my life, in this what I call my life. We are doing business together, and he was totally backdrop one, just a feeling. And by coming to me, something has happened, and he's just, it seems like he's like awakening, you know, like, what the fuck is this? Through our work together. There seem to be these real players, and these backdrop people, that they're creating a lot of drama. You know that because they are creating a lot of drama, and they seem to be like dead. They seem to be like, oh my God, I went to the subway the other day, because I'm usually going by car, but I went to the subway the other day, and I just saw them, you know, most of them, just the feeling. And it's all those haters, and all those that they are making it seems like they are making our journey hard. It seems like they are making complications. But it's for us, for the real players, to evolve, to let that go, let that reality go. It's level up. If you are the real player, master of this reality, you totally ignore the reality. And those backdrop feeling people are coming to you and playing you, acting, mirroring you, the theater, and trying to get you back into the so-called reality. But there is no stable reality. If you are a real player, master, you totally ignore the reality. And you have zero attention on solving problems, because there are no problems. There is just this fun, the fun of it, you know. It's a game, it's fun. So with this being said and known, you can now see, as you walk through your days, how it's working for you. But it's a total bullshit. This whole story. Total bullshit, total lie. Just a fairy tale about backdrop people. But you see me talking about it like it was so real. And it seems to be so real, and you're going to see it through your days now. It's so real.